24/7, 365. I want to talk to you today about one of my favorite modules on my B2B Masterclass. It's about women and minority entrepreneurs, entrepreneur business startups and funding through my B2B Masterclass. I'm going to explain to you my rich framework. It's going to help you create your business plan. It's going to give you a layout of how to create that business plan. And it's also going to give you information on how to secure funding to help with startup finances. In this video, you're going to learn how important credit is. I'm going to show you how to create your own business plan. I'm going to at least give you a layout of how to create your own business plan. You're going to learn the acronyms for small business funding to get you ready to compete for business contracts across the country. And you're going to also learn the different types of funding available for women and minorities. You ask, what is a rich framework? It is a guide to business freedom. It sets you and your business up for success. In my modules on my B2B Masterclass, it has sections, categories that help you to complete each section and make sure that you have the correct documents you need before you submit it. And anytime you create a business plan, it's always good to contact the bank or the lender that you're of your choosing and ask them what are the requirements for their business plans. Why do I have to have good credit? You may hear some people say credit is the root to all evil. No, it's not. Remember, don't believe what someone else says about credit because it's not obtained equally. And what I mean by not obtained equally is that each person has a different FICO score. Each person has different factors that affect their FICO score and their overall credit rating. And in having good credit, a good business credit score can enable you to more easily acquire financing by increasing the value of your company and protecting your personal credit. There are really good benefits to having great FICO score, high FICO scores, especially FICO scores above 620. And this could be you. Here's a client whose FICO score was a 720, and he was able to secure a business loan with his personal credit. He was approved for a $25,000 credit limit. I'm going to tell you why it's good to have good credit. Having good credit allows you and your business to secure loans from top lenders, to have access to larger amounts of capital, especially working capital, to get better interest rates, to tap into trade credit, and to protect your personal credit. Let's dive right into it. The business plan. One of the most complex things to do before deciding to open a business is to create a business plan. I'm going to use what I call my rich philosophy. If you're already ready, you ain't got to get ready. And I say this because if you already got it planned out and mapped out, it makes it that much easier for you to go ahead and open your business stress-free. Number one, the cover sheet. This will serve as your title page. On the cover sheet, that's where you'll place your business name, address, phone number of the company. If not sure, list proposed addresses and your home phone number. You also put name, title, address, phone number of the owners, especially if you're partnering with another person. You put month and year the plan was prepared, and name of the preparer or those who assisted, if not the owner, and a copy number of that plan. 2, the executive summary. This is an overview of the entire plan. The executive summary should be written last and should use such keywords as who, what, when, where, why, and how much to summarize the following: the who, what, when, and where of your company, what your objectives are, why you will be successful in this venture, and if you are seeking financing, explain why you need it, how much you need, and how you plan to repay the loan or benefit the investor. 3, organizational plan. This is an overview of the nature of the business. It's the description of the business that gives an overview of the nature of the business, tell when and why the company was formed, describe the nature and uniqueness of the services and products provided, and review the general development of the company, why you want to start this particular business. Project the sense of where you see your company going in the next few years. Do not exceed one page and do not make broad general statements. Just be specific. 4. The marketing plan. This is the part of the business where it covers research and reaching out to the customer. It includes information about the total market with emphasis on your specific target market. It will identify your customers and tell about the means you will utilize to make your products or services available to them. For example, you'll utilize target market. You'll think about the competition. You also offer promotions. You'll deal with constructing your prices, the location of the facility, the timing of the market entry, and industry trends. It is always good to be up to date with your industry trends. 5. Your financial projections. This includes what funds are needed to start the business. It's like details of how the money will be appropriated. For example, pro forma cash flow. You'll also include your 2-year projected profit and loss. This statement shows projected revenues and costs associated with doing business on a yearly basis. And you'll also create a balance sheet. The last part of the business plan is number 6, the supporting documents. This section will contain all of the records that back up the statements and decisions made in the main sections of your plan. In this section, you'll include resumes, owner's personal finance statements, credit reports, copies of lease, mortgages, purchase agreements, etc., letters of reference, contracts, photographs if you have any, or other legal documents. And it's always good to include miscellaneous documents. Who loves money? Raise your hand. Say it to yourself. I love money. In this section, I'm going to teach you about acronyms, especially the acronyms of business funding. An acronym is nothing but an abbreviation formed from the initial letters of other words and pronounced as a word. Show me the money. In this section, I'm going to give you a little insight about SBA loans and how they work. A lot of people think that SBA loans actually fund the whole business loan, but they don't. They actually coincide with what we call guaranteed banks. The guaranteed banks are the ones that actually funds 80% of the loan. And with SBA loans, some of them you need, well, pretty much most of them you need collateral, and the SBA only covers about 75%. SBA loans, the U.S. Small Business Administration. It has program certifications for small businesses. SBA provides small businesses with long-term loans and venture capital by licensing, regulating, and investing in privately owned and managed small business investment companies across the country. For general credit requirements on one of the SBA loan applications, you have to be of good character. You have to show the ability to operate a business successfully. You're in a new business and be able to provide a significant debt-free investment from your own resources. This is usually about 20 to 30% of the projected costs. SBA will consider a loan for the remainder. An existing business should have enough capital to operate on a sound financial basis with SBA assistance. You also have to show that the past earnings record and future prospects of the business indicate ability to repay the loan and other fixed debts, if any, from profits. There are also funds available from SBA. A maximum amount for SBA may guarantee is about $1,500,000. But it should be noted that the Small Business Administration, like all lending institutions, have certain credit criteria that all loan applicants must meet. The Small Business Act requires that all loans under a business loan program be of such sound value or so secured as reasonably to assure repayment. In effect, this means each applicant must have a reasonable equity investment, adequate collateral, and be able to furnish evidence of ability to repay from earnings. The majority of our loans are made by banks under the guarantee program. We have no program under which we can provide 100% financing. So in other words, SBA does not provide 100% financing. They actually work alongside with guarantee banks. The Small Business Association is actually spread across the whole United States. The SBA requirements and funding programs would differ due to the economic status of each state. So it's best to check your state's website to see what type of funding programs they have or what type of requirements they have. But the Small Business Association is across the United States. I'm going to give you an example of the SBA. Let's talk about Mississippi. Mississippi has a program called SBDC. That's the Small Business Development Center. The SBDC helps small businesses secure their fair share of the billions of dollars in federal contracts awarded each year. With the SBDC, it is under the SBA. And when you're trying to get certified for these programs, you do have two options. There's the private sector certification and there's the public sector certification. The private sector certification has programs just like the public sector certification. But with the private sector, you have to pay for those certifications. The public sector certifications, they are actually absolutely free. You just have to apply and compete for grants. One of the certifying programs is the HUBZone. This is the historically underutilized business zones. With the HUBZone, it is a public sector certification, so it's absolutely free to apply or to get certified in. But the guidelines are you have to be in an urban and rural community. That means your business has to be located there. Must employ staff who lives in a HUBZone, and the company must have 35% to 50% of your staff or principal office located in a HUBZone. Another SBA program is the MSDA. That's the Mississippi Development Authority. In this program, it is also a public sector certification program, and it is also free to apply for. In this program, you have to be a resident of Mississippi. You have to be a member of ethnic and disadvantaged groups such as Asian, Black, Hispanic, and Native American. Your business also has to be for profit. It has to be a minority or woman that controls 51% of the business. Business must be also located in the state of Mississippi. The SDVOSB, that's the Service Disabled Veteran Owned Small Businesses. Even the veteran entrepreneurs get to benefit from these SBA programs. You have to be a veteran entrepreneur, must have your DD 214 form, and the best thing about this program is that there is limited competition for this when competing for funding contracts. The WOSBFCP, Women-Owned Small Business Federal Contract Program. This is also an SBA program that is a public sector certification program. Your business must be 51% owned by women. And you can also self-certify yourself in this program by going to the SBA website, or you can also nominate a third-party certifier to certify your company. I must say again, free. I just love free, and I know you love free also. The public sector certification programs are all absolutely free. And those were just a few of the programs that the SBA offers. Let's recap. In this video, you now understand the importance of good credit. You also learn to create a vision of your business plan. You now understand the acronyms for small business funding to get you ready to compete for a business contract. And you also know the different types of funding available for women and minorities. I also do one-on-one consultations, phone calls through Facebook at Lifestyle 24/7 365. These are paid consultations to help you apply for these programs. And if you're ever interested in applying for one of these programs, please contact me through my Facebook page at Lifestyle 24/7 365 and set you an appointment